Hello, my people. Good day to you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whatever time zone you're listening to this, thank you for tuning in every single day to listen to me on Daily Mind Shift. My name is Michael Ujola from Mindset Transformation Africa. And on today's episode, I want to talk about faith. All right. Let me anchor today's episode on this statement. To stay grounded in life, we should take a leap of faith every day. To stay grounded in life, we should take a leap of faith every day. Yes, you heard that right. To stay grounded, we leap. It may not make immediate sense to you if you look at it from the surface, but if you stick with me for some couple of minutes, you will see that it is not just a clever phrase. I'm not just trying to play with words here. It is a mindset. It is a way of staying human, a way of staying alive, a way of staying anchored in a world that keeps shifting beneath our feet. All right. Grounded doesn't mean you should be still. Let's begin there. When people talk about being grounded, they often associate it with stability, stillness, predictability. But there is a difference between being grounded and being stuck. Grounded means you are centered, but you are not immobile. Grounded means you know your values, but you are not closed off to growth. Grounded means you have direction, okay? But you're still open, all right, to discovery. You're still open to do more. And here's the twist. Staying grounded is not about holding your breath and clinging to what is familiar. It is about actively engaging life with faith every single day. Not just reacting to what happens, but choosing to trust, risk, and stretch into what is possible. And that, my friend, is where the leap of faith comes in. Okay? That is where the leap of faith comes in. Faith is movement. It is not just belief. We need to be honest here. A lot of people say they have faith. They believe in something bigger. They trust that things will work out. But the real test of faith is not what you say. It is what you do. Faith is not just an internal posture. It is an external action. You show me someone who lives with faith, and I will show you someone who takes intentional steps, even when the outcome is not guaranteed. They start the project without knowing if it will go viral. They forgive the person without knowing if the relationship will be restored. They submit the application without knowing if they will be selected. They raise their hand, speak up, invest, give, serve without full certainty of the outcome. That is not recklessness. That is rootedness, all right? They are grounded, not in circumstances, but in courage, in belief, in principles. Grounded in belief, grounded in something deeper than approval, grounded in something deeper than comfort. And that is why they take a leap. Do you understand me? That is why they take a leap. That's what we need to talk about. What holds us back? If living in faith is how we stay grounded, why don't more people do it? Why do we hesitate? Why do we procrastinate? Why do we overthink? Why do we freeze? And there are three words for this: fear, fatigue, false narrative. We hesitate because of fear, because we're tired, or because there is a false belief underneath the surface. We are scared to leap because we might fall. Let me ask you, what is your version of falling? Your version of falling might be being embarrassed, failing publicly, losing money, losing respect, getting rejected. See, whatever your definition of fall is, fear multiplies in your head until it is so big you don't even move at all. You're paralyzed. But here is what fear won't tell you. The only thing that is worse than falling is standing still for so long that you forget how to move. You can recover from a fall, but it is harder to recover from a life that you've never lived. And then we talk about fatigue. Some of us don't leap anymore because we are just tired. You've leapt before and it did not work out the way you hoped. So you've prayed, you've trusted, you gave it your all, and still you got hurt. You stepped out and no one caught you. You believed and nothing changed. So now you stay safe. You manage expectations. You lower your reach just so you don't feel the sting of another disappointment. I get it. Pain has a way of shrinking your faith. But here is the truth. You are not the same person who leapt before. You've learned, you've grown, you're wiser now. And if you can heal enough to believe again, you will realize that the leap was never wasted. It was preparing you for this next one. Do you understand me? The leap was never wasted. It was preparing you for the next leap. And then we have false narratives. Most of us have been trained to think that faith is reserved for big, dramatic life moments, a career change, a relocation, a health crisis, a huge decision. But faith is not only for major moments. It's required in ordinary daily ones too, all right? Choosing not to argue today requires faith. Choosing to make that call is also faith-based. Choosing to rest when you are addicted to grinding, choosing to believe you are worth the effort. These don't look like big leaps, all right? But they are. Every act of trust is a leap. Every yes when you could have said no is a leap. Every forward step when the path is foggy, that is faith, all right? That is courage. That is staying grounded. Now, I want to make it a little bit practical. What does it actually mean to take a leap of faith today? Let me give you some real life examples. These are not theories, all right? They are decisions that you can make today. Number one is speaking when it is easier to stay silent, all right? There is something on your chest, a conversation you've avoided over time. You've rehearsed it in your head over and over again. You've postponed it for weeks. Today's leap might be for you to make that call, for you to say that truth, for you to open that door. That is a leap of faith that you can do right now. Choosing vulnerability over image, all right? You don't need to act like you are fine when you are not fine. Your leap today might be to stop pretending and let someone help you. Not to fall apart, but someone should help you to be seen. And also forgiveness, even if they don't deserve it. Forgiveness is one of the most radical leaps of faith that you can take today. You let go, not because it is fear. Not because it is just or fair, but because you trust it is healthier than bitterness or resentment. Then start that thing that you keep delaying. That's another leap of faith that you can take today. The post, the plan, the pitch, the business, the book, start it. Not with fanfare and all the glamour. No, just with movement. Your leap doesn't need to be big. It just needs to be real. Be consistent where you used to be impulsive. See, faith is not always explosive. Sometimes it is just repetitive. Show up again today. Even if it is hard, if it is boring, if no one is clapping for you, show up. Because being faithful in the small is one of the most grounded forms of faith that you can ever encounter. Ask yourself, what is my daily leap? That's what I want you to pause and ask yourself. What leap of faith have I been avoiding? Not the dramatic one. I'm talking about the simple, quiet daily leap. The one that scares you because you know it is necessary and you know what is wild. You probably already know what it is. You just have not done it yet. But today is a good day to start, okay? Not because everything is in place, but because you are alive, you are aware, and you still have time. So here's your challenge for today. Don't let today pass without making one leap of faith. It might be a sentence, a click, a boundary, a new habit, an apology, applying, showing up, forgiving, quitting, or recommitting. But take the leap. Not to impress anyone, but to prove something. Not to even prove something, but to stay grounded in who you really are. But to stay grounded in what you have. Do you understand me? See, you are not tossed around by everything around you. You are not controlled by outcome or applause. You are not playing it safe that you lose your soul. You are alive. You are aware. You are anchored. You are moving. And that is what it means to be grounded. That is power. That is faith. This is what I will leave you with today. Plain and simple. Don't wait for a big moment. Take your leap of faith. Take your leap today. Even if it is small, even if it is quiet, even if it is unseen. Because the longer you stay still, the harder it becomes to move. And the longer you put off the leap, the more disconnected you become from the part of you that believes.